Hey guys, Trainer DC here, coming at you with another video. Going into Pokemon Day 2024, the two big expectations amongst the community was that we were either going to get a Unova remake or a Johto remake, or maybe even both. And obviously neither of those have happened yet. Neither of those were announced on Pokemon Day, and instead we're getting Pokemon Legends Z to A. I've talked about in two separate videos why I think we're going to get Unova remakes this year, and they just haven't been announced yet. I'll leave a card above to those videos if you haven't checked them out yet, but the one region I haven't talked about yet that was expected to come this year is the Johto region, and I'll be straight to the point right here. I do not think we're getting Johto games this year. I think we're going to get Unova games this year, a Unova Faithful remake made by the new company, the new subsidiary of the Pokemon company, Pokemon Works. I do not think Johto's coming anytime over the next 2 years. I think what's going to happen with Johto, and this is going to be a part of a bigger video down the line where I discuss the next few years of Pokemon, because I think I have a decent idea of what's going to happen, at least in my mind. I think I do. I think Johto is going to be the big game for the 30th anniversary of Pokemon. I think that is going to be our big blowout for the 30th anniversary. I don't know what form exactly that's going to take, but I think that's what they're going to do. So a lot of people are expecting that Generation 10 is going to be held for the 30th anniversary, and I do not think that is going to happen. I think there is no chance that we do not get Generation 10 next fall in 2025. And you might be thinking to yourself, Trainer DC, what are you, crazy? We're getting Pokemon Legends Z to A in 2025, sometime in the early parts of the year. How are we going to get another game from Game Freak that year? They've done it before. They did it for 2022 with Legends Arceus and with Generation 9. And the thing with the Pokemon Company when it comes to just their release timelines in general, generations are on a 3-year cycle, and they're not going to change that. They are not going to delay a game, and if they would have delayed a game, they would have delayed Scarlet and Violet. They would have delayed Sword and Shield. Both of those games had flaws at launch, and they still have flaws to this day because they haven't patched any of the flaws and fixed them. They're just not going to delay a game, and hear me out on this one. The reason why Pokemon will never delay a game is because there's more at stake to them than just the game if they delay that release. When a Pokemon generation comes out, a few things happen. Number one, you get the new game, and people buy the new game, people enjoy it. There's a plethora of new Pokemon to explore and capture. There's a new region to explore, new characters, new story, all of that good stuff. But the outside factors at play when it comes to a Pokemon game is that all of that creates more merchandise for them to sell. And if you guys didn't know, Pokemon makes most of their money from merchandise. The games are actually a smaller piece of the puzzle for them, but obviously the games are the thing that make the engine work. They're the things that make the engine run. Without the games, they'd have nothing. But when they introduce all these new Pokemon, they are able to make new figures for these Pokemon with Takara Tomy or whatever company they're using in the Western side of things. I think now they're up to Jazzwares. I think that's the new toy manufacturer in the US because they're always switching. It used to be Jack Specific back in the day, then Takara Tomy, as they're known in America as just Tomy. They were the figure makers during X and Y, but nevertheless, they get new figures from all the new Pokemon. They get new plushies from all the new Pokemon. They get new trading cards from all the new Pokemon for the TCG. They get a new anime to follow the new characters in this new region, exploring and capturing all the new Pokemon. The games are a lot more to Game Freak and the Pokemon Company than just games. They're the thing that make the engine flow. They're the thing that makes the train go. Without the games, they would have nothing, which is why they will never delay a new generation of Pokemon. Here's the thing too when it comes to their generational cycle happening every 3 years. When a new generation comes out, the sales peak. That's the peak of sales because you have, like I said, all this new merchandise that's going to be coming out, the trading cards, the games, everyone's going to be hyped at the start of a gen, and that's when they're going to sell the most merchandise. In year 2 of a generation, that starts to fall off a little bit. They're still doing really well, but it's not as strong as year 1. Then by the time they get to year 3, that starts to fall off a little bit more and even further. Again, they're still doing well, but they're not hitting those peak numbers that they were during year 1 of a new generation. That's why the cycle repeats itself. Every 3 years we get a new generation because it's a boost in sales that they can't create otherwise. This artificial boost is created by a new game, a new generation coming out. There's no way for them to replicate that without having 100 plus new Pokemon, a new region to explore, new characters, new story, and all of that good stuff. That is why Generation 10 is going to come out in 2025. And the last thing I'll say about Generation 10 for now is I've seen a lot of people saying, oh, they're going to hold Generation 10 for the 30th anniversary because they want to celebrate their 30-year history, the 30 years that Pokemon's been on the planet and been dominating the sales chart and whatnot. Companies do not care about their anniversaries. They really do not. The only reason they pretend to care or celebrate them, so to speak, is because it's an artificial way for them them to increase sales. The people who care the most about an anniversary of a franchise is the fan base, and these companies recognize that. If they quote unquote celebrate their anniversary, they will then increase their sales for that year because people are going to buy the limited edition merchandise that they create. That is the only reason why the Pokemon company celebrated their 25th. That's the only reason why they celebrated their 20th, because they know that's what the fans want, and they know by doing so, they are going to be able to sell merchandise that they otherwise wouldn't create. Like the whole Pokemon Celebrations TCG for the 25th anniversary, that is something that solely exists because it's their anniversary and they know it's going to sell like hotcakes. That is why they're not going to hold back their plans just to celebrate the anniversary, because in their minds, they don't care. They just want to sell you the product and sell you it as quickly as they can. They could care less if it comes in 2025 versus 2026. In their minds, the sooner they get it to you, the better, because that's the sooner they get money in their pockets, and they'll save Johto for 2026. I'll get into Johto a bit in our next video because this morphed into a bit of a different topic, talking about Generation 10 coming in 2025, but be sure to check out the next video, which will be discussing the Johto remakes that are going to come in 2026. Until then, let me know what you think about all this in the comment section below. Do you disagree with me and think that Generation 10 is going to be held until 2026, or do you agree and think that, yeah, Gen 10 is coming in the same year as Pokemon Legends Z to A? If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to see more content like this from Trainer DC. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.